Hey, what's up guys? This is Kylie from Rants, Ratings, and Reviews, and welcome to our very first video! Yay! Okay, so for our very first episode, our premiere episode, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be talking about The Lodge. That's right, the movie most of you have probably never heard of. Okay, so first off, The Lodge is a horror film directed by Veronica Franz, the creators of Goodnight Mommy, and it was initially released at the Sundance Film Festival in January of 2019. And it was supposed to be released to theaters in November of 2019, but that was delayed for whatever reason, and it was released to the public in theaters in February of 2020. But it was a limited release, therefore most people never even saw it, which really sucks because it's a really, really, really good movie. It got kind of bashed by some people. And some people have just been saying some really negative things about this movie, which I really don't understand because, in my opinion, it's a very well-made, intricately planned movie. The Lodge follows Grace, a woman who grew up as a child in her father's cult and now as an adult has to live with the trauma of that for the rest of her life. She takes medication, she has basically a support dog, and she becomes part of basically what's going to be the most dysfunctional family ever seen in movie history, but that's fine. She is now engaged to Richard, who is the father of Mia and Aiden, who are not happy to see their mother being replaced by some younger woman. And Aiden and Mia, they basically dislike Grace to such a strong degree that they won't even talk to her. And Richard, their father, is going to force them to spend some time with Grace in a lodge during Christmas time, in which, during that time, Richard has to go back home for work. And really strange things start happening. And Mia, Grace, and Aiden are all just stuck in the lodge for the duration of it, with tensions boiling over between them, and they just don't know how to handle it. And I can't go too deep into this because a lot of strange stuff happens, and I don't want to give away too much of it or spoil too much of the movie for those of you who haven't seen it yet. So just know that it gets pretty intense, my dudes. It's pretty intense. From the intensely bland, From the intensely bland, non-descriptive description I gave, you're probably like, why would I want to watch this movie ever? It sounds like just about a family who hates each other and nothing interesting happens. And if you're thinking that, that is not true. I just can't spoil the movie for you. But why do I like this movie so much? That is a long story, but one that's worth telling. So let's start off with the cast. Jaden Martell plays Aiden, Leah McHugh plays Mia, and Riley Keough plays Grace. And my God, are these three of the most underrated actors I've ever seen in my entire life. They are so amazing at what they do that it just makes the movie all the more better. Like, if you're looking for some underrated, amazing actors, then this movie is for you, because Jaden Martell, he has such a seriousness to him that makes him seem like he's seen more than he should have in his lifetime, and he just has the ability to bring emotions to a character. And Leah McHugh, she has the ability to play someone so young, but just so amazing that when she cries, it makes you want to cry with her. You know what I mean? She has the ability to convey emotions like not many actors can do. And Riley Keough, I've seen her in It Comes at Night, and that's another film I'll probably end up talking about eventually because it's interesting too. But anyway, Riley Keough in this film, it's like you want to root for her, but you don't at the same time. And she has the ability to make you not know who to trust in this movie. And her ability to be sad and crazy and almost like a motherly figure to these kids that she doesn't hardly even know. It's just amazing, and it's hard to explain because the kids and the adult actors, they're all very good and deserve to be in more than just limited release film festival movies, if you know what I mean. Another thing I really liked about this movie was the feeling it will evoke in you. It creates this almost feel of desperation and loneliness and vastness, but also feeling of claustrophobia at the same time. Like, the land around the lodge is so big, but you feel so trapped within it. And literally, this movie will make you feel cold because it's cold. They're cold, you'll feel cold. It's it's so hard to explain because this movie is amazing in so many ways that I can't explain without spoiling it. It has a genuinely creepy vibe, a genuinely stressful vibe. It gives off such awkwardness that makes it stressful. And the set is also a very amazing part of this movie. The lodge feels almost desolate, but also will evoke a feeling of extreme claustrophobia within you because you just feel utterly trapped within the movie, almost to a point where you just want them to be able to leave, but you know that they can't. And just the set was an amazing place to stick characters in a movie with a plot such as this, to make them feel trapped, and it makes the tension even higher. And another thing I really liked about this movie was basically the plot and story itself. Because so many things are happening and so many clues are given that you don't know what's going on and who you can trust. And basically by the end of the movie, the ending of the movie will just blow your mind and you'll be thinking, what the heck just happened? I have to watch this again, basically. The story, it seems bland to those who just read about it, but once you see the movie, it's put together so well that it just creates a feeling of just enjoyment and thoughtlessness because you lose your ability to think within this movie. You're trying to, but you can't because it's not confusing, but it takes away enough of the hints to where you're left wondering and you're left without a couple of answers. But that's okay because most of it's answered at the end. So you'll get your answers, but not enough to where you feel like it answers everything and it's all handed to you on a silver platter. The score in this film is also something to really pay attention to because the music also helps create this feeling of tension and just gives it a creepy vibe. And it's a very unique kind of score that you don't really hear everywhere else. And it's just very unsettling and truly adds to the movie itself. Again, it's really hard to explain because I can't spoil it, and it's hard to explain all the great juicy details about this movie without spoiling it. But let's just say all these elements combined make for a really slow burn psychological horror that is just unsettlingly good and amazing for anyone who's really into cinema and has the ability to just really think hard about stuff that's going on in movies. And I would recommend this to really anybody who's a fan of horror. Just remember, a movie doesn't have to contain loads of jump scares for it to be truly a scary movie, if you know what I mean, if you know what I'm really saying. But I guess it's time for me to give this movie its final score on the legendary, soon to be legendary because I've never mentioned it before in my entire life, score scale. And the score for this movie is going to be, drum roll please, a whopping 9 out of 10 because I really like this movie a lot and all its elements combined, from the cast to the setting to the story, from everything just combined together, make for a really beautiful, chilling, unsettling horror movie. And I just enjoyed it. I've seen it 3 times. You notice more and more details each time you watch it, and I think it was very amazing, and I would recommend it to really anybody. Well guys, that was my review for The Lodge. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, and if you didn't, that's okay too. But I just hope you enjoyed it, and I really recommend this movie if you ever want to watch it. And if you've seen it, I hope you agree with me. And as always guys, if you have any comments to share, just leave them in the comments because that's what the comment section is for. So, hope you enjoyed the video. See ya!